next song is one off the new record that's Self-ish, recorded at Backroom Studios in Rockaway, New Jersey, featuring the performances of members of Frank Iero and the Celebration, Foxy Shazam, and the Dillinger Escape Plan. It is a weird record, and here's a weird song from it. It's called 2012.
Back to the boosters.
See, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and others, both in betweens, a few years back now, there was this idea going around that pretty much everybody got in their heads. All the mystic visionaries, the spiritual gurus, all the advisors, the cultists, and religious leaders all had the same idea in their mind, or some variation thereof, that the world was going to come up in flames and be reborn like a phoenix from the ashes. Like that, goodbye. Like that somehow, in some way, it was the recycling of the Mayan calendar, the return of Quetzalcoatl, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and all that jazz. The rapture, Jesus was going to come down, and you were going to come up. And I suppose a part of me took that a little bit seriously. People are always telling you, live like there's no tomorrow, carpe diem, seize the day. The problem with living like there's no tomorrow is there tends to be a tomorrow. And so, I suppose, when I decided I was going to live like there was no tomorrow, I did what a lot of people do when they're trying to seize the day. Drugs. See, I used to do it all back in the day. You name it, I did it. I did shit that didn't even have names. Just long chemical codes and acronyms. If you look that long enough, you can find your fucking social security number in. They used to call them designer drugs. Now they call them research chemicals because it turns out people were just doing research with them and they leaked from the laboratory and ended up in my stomach. And drug dealers tend to be pretty creative types. They usually have, they have like 75 different names for weed. They couldn't come up with something for 2,5-I and BOME. Because of the way in which I lived, and I did live a certain way, I mean, my drug test, I was such a junkie that my drug tests were drugs. Probation officers started testing people's piss for my piss. I was a controlled substance. My blood was illegal. I could spit in your eye and start seeing shit. Because of the way I behaved, living like there was no tomorrow, I lost my yesterday. And now there is nothing but a big...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and both in between, my microphone cord is a little short, so I'm going to sit right here while I tell the following things to you. My name is Will Wood. I was conceived in the autumn of 1992 despite the use of 3 forms of contraception. These folks up here are the tapeworms, some of the most talented and horrifying people I've ever had the displeasure of coming across. Give them a round of applause for being so damn talented. Give me a round of applause because I need it on an emotional level. Wow, thank you all so much. That was beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that song was off our second record, Self-ish. It was entitled 2012. The fun little record, produced by Kevin on Triggs and the Dillinger Escape Plan, featuring performance with members of that band, Foxy Shazam, Frank Iero, and the Celebration. Really fun little thing that really got carried away. We locked ourselves in the windowless basement for 3 weeks straight and recorded. It was like living in a funhouse mirror, surrounded by nothing but distorted versions of my own deepest, darkest feelings. I regret every moment of it. Now that song comes to you from the fact of the matter. The truth of the matter is that I completely forget the year 2012. There is nothing there. From the end of 2011 to the beginning of 2013, there is blank. There is blackness. There is nothing. And good luck finding a way to piece yourself together through all that. I guess I figured, it was the dawn of the age of Aquarius. It was the return of Quetzalcoatl, the recycling of the Mayan calendar. All these things coalesced. All of the gurus and the mystics all agree that the world was going to end. And eventually you want to live like there's no tomorrow, especially when you said that people are going to make fucking puns. The time before I slipped out of the hole that I was spending some time in, the time before I woke up under a rock, the time before I rolled out from a broken fucking mangled mess of a car on the side of the road, the time I crawled out of that ditch onto the highway and followed that dotted line back home. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys, not as folks in betweens. This next song comes to you off our second record, Self-ish. Bruce Funk, Kevin on Tracy, featuring performances by members of blah 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 name drops. This next song is called 2012.
That last song was about how most of the times I've been arrested, I deserved it. And this next song is about...
This next song is about... in case none of you had guessed by now, I've done a lot of drugs. And
This next song is about, there was a little while ago, it was actually a pretty big while ago now, when everybody was preparing for the end of the world. And a lot of people started believing it in a sense, I think. Even I sort of started believing it a little bit. I started really carping the diem. And the problem with living like there's no tomorrow is there's never going to be a tomorrow. And so now I'm missing a great deal of my yesterday.
I'm gonna get around to a song off my second record now. It's an awful little mistake called Selfish. And it was a terrible time recording it. Just fun tidbit. So basically, I don't do drugs anymore because they've already done me. As a result, reality and I are no longer on speaking terms. Basically what I'm saying is I've been hallucinating on a low level since 2011. It's all it really takes, man, is one bitter blotter you didn't spit out, and that's the end for you, man. And toast. And you know, but like back in the day, I mean, you name it, I did it. You know, I did shit that didn't even have names. Just like long chemical codes and acronyms. If you look that long enough, you find a fucking social security number. Just fucking like stuff that drug dealers had not come up with names for yet, and they'd come up with like 20 names for marijuana a day. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna sell you 25I-NBOME WLIW21, and don't take as many as you just took. Oh my God, Will. Anyway, there was this thing going around for a while around that time where everybody thought it was going to be, you know, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the recycling the Mayan calendar, the return of Quetzalcoatl, the great snake, all that jazz, and you know, people were kind of all on the same page that the world was going to end or at least change a significant amount in any day now. And I think I kind of like just, you know, maybe took that a little bit too seriously myself. And, you know, what happens when you live like there's no tomorrow is that there tends to be a tomorrow. And so